There's a look outside the Winsport Event Center here in Calgary, Canada Olympic Park. A perfect backdrop as it's time to hand out the gold medals. We'll begin with the girls, the Spruce Grove Panthers and the Strathcona Lords in an all Edmonton area showdown in the girls championship game. Come on inside. Gracie Knudsen here with Paul D'Angelo as well. We'll start with the Spruce Grove Panthers, a very big upset over the eventual bronze medal winning Centennial Coyotes yesterday. They knew were the underdogs, they embraced it, and they lived that role.
Spruce Grove shocked the world, taking out the #1 seed Centennial Coyotes. They've earned their spot in the provincial final, and now they're going for gold.
Skona got here on the strength of some great interior defense and some great scoring as well from Shepard and Davison.
I was super impressed by a number of their players. Victoria Davison really stood out. She's one to watch today.
It's going to be a fun one. We're finally going to hand out some gold medals here. We've been building up to this for the entire season, and now it's one game. Let's go to the in-house announcer, Michael Mahoney, for the pregame ceremony.
A provincial championship. This is the gold medal match. I'm your public address announcer, Michael Mahoney. At this time, please welcome to the floor the away team, the Strathcona Lords. The Spruce Grove Panthers. And now, please welcome the Strathcona Lords. We would like to acknowledge the traditional territories and practices of the Blackfoot Nation, which include the Siksika, the Piikani, and Kainai. We also acknowledge the Tsuut'ina and Stoney Nakoda First Nations, the Métis Nation, and the people who make their home in the Treaty 7 region of southern Alberta. Fans, at this time, we ask you please rise if you're able, remove your hats, and join us in the playing of O Canada. And now, fans, please welcome the starting five for your Spruce Grove Panthers. At forward, number 6, Ella Auk. At guard, number 8, Arden Sullivan. At guard, number 12, Sophia Osbeck. At guard, number 13, Ellis Cranley. And at guard, number 20, Piper Sullivan. Head coach of the Spruce Grove Panthers is Timmery Welsh. And now, here is today's starting lineup for the Strathcona Lords. At guard, number 2, Elena Tetaweho. At guard, number 6, Lauren Shepard. At post, number 7, Brooke Wagner. At guard, number 11, Victoria Tapson. And at post, number 15, Laya McGlisco. Head coach of the Strathcona Lords is Kyle Palmer. Your officials for today's contest, Caitlin Murray from Edmonton, Natasha Prohl from Calgary, and the crew chief is Florence Lopez from Edmonton.
That will be the players in this act that's about to unfold before us. A gold medal match in the 4A girls bracket ASAA Provincial Championship. Somebody's going to win for the first time. Spruce Grove, Strathcona. A couple of years ago, Spruce Grove didn't even have a team. They've been able to figure it out after the pandemic, and they're back with a vengeance. There's their head coach, Timmery Welsh. She's right in the foreground there. Dave Oldham does a lot of the helping with the coaching. You see him speaking right there on your screen. Meanwhile, for Strathcona, they won the city championship in Edmonton for the very first time. And now, can they win a provincial championship for the very first time? History about to be made here at the Winsport Event Center, and it's going to be fun, Paul.
Well, Grayson, I'm pretty fired up. This is a once-in-a-year opportunity. We've got the 4A basketball provincial championships. Best team in Alberta on the line. The upstart Spruce Grove Panthers. They describe themselves as the underdogs. Have to tell you, Spruce Grove looked great yesterday. So did the Strathcona Lords. So this is going to be a great match. Here we go.
This is going to be a lot of fun. Of course, we got an all-female officiating crew as well. As it's all about the ladies at the moment. Gold on the line. Lords with the ball. This is Victoria Dabson. Over to Elena Tetaweho. Lauren Shepard gets a touch. Down to Laya McGlisco. Pass across. Tetaweho taken away by Arden Sullivan. Sullivan ahead. Sophia Oz back for Piper Sullivan, as both Sullivan sisters in the starting lineup. This is Ellis Granley. Piper Sullivan lets it fly, and that one off the mark. Rebound gathered in by Tetaweho.
The strength of the Spruce Grove game is defense, and they got a big defensive stop on the first possession. Here they are again.
Only player hasn't touched it for the Lords is Brooke Wagner. McGlisco lost it off her foot. Panther ball.
Both these teams have a very tall girl playing in the number 5 center spot. Strong defense from Brooke Wagner and Ella Auk.
Piper Sullivan into the corner. Now Arden. Arden Sullivan lost the handle, and this one goes the way of the Lords. So the first minute, no points, couple turnovers. Teams just trying to get maybe some of those butterflies out.
Definitely have a few nerves here. Very few athletes on the floor have played in a game of this magnitude before.
Shepard for Dabson. There's a touch for Wagner. Wagner gets triple teamed almost immediately. Ball up for grabs, and it's a jump ball. The arrow points with the Panthers. There's some of that Spruce Grove defense that they're going to need in this game. Piper Sullivan poked away. Ball will stay with the Panthers, though. Good hand from Shepard.
Lauren Shepard was one of the featured players yesterday on the Strathcona Lords. She had a great game. Look for her today.
There's a shot from Auk. That's a little bit short. Rebound by Wagner. Skona got by LCI by a dozen. And there's good defense again. Sophia Osbach, the number 12, with the block.
Yeah, 2 quick passes by the Lords on the attack on the fast break. As we look at the replay, ball comes inside, and there's that Spruce Grove defense stopping the ball there.
So a 12-point win for the Lords. It was a 6-point win for the Panthers over Centennial. Ball with Shepard. Dishes it out. Three-pointer, that one rims away. Good rebound, Wagner. She can't score, but she's fouled. And a chance for the first points of the game for Brooke Wagner. She goes to the line.
Yeah, Brooke Wagner is that tall post we talked about earlier. She has signed with UBC for next year to play basketball. She's played Team Alberta on the provincial team for the last 3 or 4 years. Great defender and rebounder. Let's look for her today, and she gets the first point of the match.
Foul was on Auk, so that's something we're going to have to keep an eye on throughout this game. We know how important she is defensively to what the Panthers like to do. She also contributes quite a bit offensively.
That's our key matchup today, Auk versus Wagner, both in the 5 spots.
There's not a great inbound pass. Shepard picked it off. Another possession for the Lords. Here is Shepard, senses an opportunity. Dish to Wagner, and another foul. Who are they going to call this on? I think that's Auk again. That's 2 fouls already in the first 2:04.
She's going to come right out of the game. Like I said, watch that matchup, Wagner versus Auk. Yesterday, Spruce Grove was most effective when Auk was on the floor, but she's got 2 quick ones today, just 2:05 into the match.
Sadie Alders comes in for her. Another shot upcoming here for Wagner. And she's 3 of 4 at the line now. Ball stays with Strathcona though. And a chance for a big trip down the floor.
Sadie Alders, first Panther off the bench. She is going to Grant McEwen to play basketball next year.
Not have to go too far, just travel into the city. And of course, McEwen has ties to the Panthers program as Shepard is fouled. Of course, Dave Oldham, he went to go coach at McEwen. So there's that connection with Oldham back and McEwen. Shepard misses the first.
Yeah, Spruce Grove's only response to the attack from Strathcona so far is to take fouls. That's 3 quick ones.
Arden Sullivan trying to get the Panthers on the board here. She lets it roll out because it was last touch by Shepard.
Spruce Grove down 4 early, looking to get on the board. Can they respond?
Piper Sullivan to Arden. All the way across. A good pass, a 3, let go, and it's a little bit offline from Ellis Granley. Good hustle from Osbach. Granley gets hands on the pass. Granley flips it up, won't go. Rebound for McGlisco. Davson across for Shepard. Shepard into the post for Wagner, working on Alders. Wagner, that's not gonna go. Rebound secured by Arden Sullivan, and she'll push. Sullivan kicks it out. 3 for Osbach, and McGlisco said no.
What an absolutely huge block. That might get into her head now for the next few plays. We're gonna get a replay of that, watch this. Goes up for the 3, and no chance.
Osbach, Alders, Piper Sullivan. One more for Granley, saved it in, but she had her foot on the sideline, sorry. So that is a turnover. Panthers still with the goose egg on the board. Going to Tedaweo, Shepard, McGlisco, closing quickly, Sullivan, out for Davson. Victoria Davson back to McGlisco, Tedaweo, good hand defensively from Sullivan. That was Piper who got on it. No reset shot clock here. 3 for Wagner, long heave, and that one did touch the net, but it didn't hit rim from Tedaweo, so a shot clock violation.
Yeah, pretty good attempt given there. A tip, put the ball into the backcourt. Strathcona hustled back to get it and was able to get a shot off, but it is Panther ball. At this point, they are lucky to only be down by 4. The Panthers need to respond.
It was Strathcona Lords boys team who were on the sidelines got that ball, but I think pizza has showed up. So they're gonna go celebrate their bronze medal with a little bit of za. 3 from Sullivan.
There we go, that's the response I was looking for from the Panthers. Great 3-pointer there.
Big bucket for Spruce Grove. Good ball movement. Shepard to answer, she does!
Lauren Shepard, fantastic shot, nothing but net. She had a couple seconds there to get it off.
Granley, hand on that ball, stays with the Panthers. 15 to shoot. Subs for either team. We're gonna see Maddie Fisher and Allie Olsen come in for the Panthers and Lords respectively. Here's a look at that last three-pointer from Lauren Shepard. Gets the feet nice and set and lets it fly. Arden Sullivan driving. Lays it to Fisher, short on the shot, and the rebound just falls out of the hands of Wagner. Stays with the Spruce Grove Panthers. 4 though on the shot clock, so it's gotta be quick on this inbound play. Sullivan, one more, Granley 2-1. She got it up. I don't know if it was in time. No, it wasn't. Davson. Davson across for Shepard. Piper Sullivan picks her up. Screen McGlisco. In the corner, Davson open for 3. You betcha! Victoria Davson.
The 3-point game for the Strathcona Lords is on point. That's back-to-back in a couple of possessions. 6 big points on the board for the Lords.
Arden Sullivan ran into Wagner, and Wagner did a good job of tying the ball up. Possession with the Lords here. Shepard, Davson. Davson outside, 3-point attempt is money. Big shot there for Allie Olsen, and it's a 10-point lead for the Lords. Timeout Panthers.
Yeah, 3 straight possessions where the Strathcona Lords have hit 3-pointers. Let's look at the rebound. Victoria Davson dishes out. There's the shot, nothing but net. 3 times in a row. The Lords are hot. They've opened up a 13-3 lead.
3-point shooting, the difference at the moment. Spruce Grove does have 1 from distance. It's the only bucket they have. As we have a look at Kyle Palmer, head coach for the Strathcona Lords. In their huddle. There's a look at the Panthers group, and that's Timmery Welsh right there. Dave Oldham to her left, right side of your screen.
Now a different attack today coming from the Strathcona Lords. They've hit 3 3-pointers in a row, and I would suggest one of the strengths of their games is their post play, especially from Wagner and McGlisco, but you don't need those post players when you're shooting as well as you are right now.
I was going to say how much of an impact would the defensive Auk have made had she not got into foul trouble, but if Strathcona's going to shoot from the outside, then she's not going to have a huge impact inside anyway.
Yeah, we'll see how long the coach keeps Auk off the floor here, protecting the fouls, as she took 2 quick ones.
Spruce Grove has taken 3. No fouls taken yet by Scona in this game. Granley. Fisher. Middle of the floor, Alders. That will go. Battle for the rebound, and Wagner wins it. Davson, Olsen just hit a 3. Defers to Shepard. Wagner at the free throw line. Outside, Olsen will try again for the same spot, and that one rattles out.
Yeah, pretty close to being 4 in a row there. Great shot from Olsen, good decision. Let's keep battling.
Arden Sullivan needed an outlet, found one in Fisher. Across to Granley. In the corner, Piper Sullivan driving. Played it out, and it's broken up. Stolen by Shepard ahead. Davson, an easy lay-in.
Great court vision there from Lauren Shepard. Finds the streaking Victoria Davson for the easy bucket on the fast break.
This one broken up, stays with the Panthers. Now, if you are Spruce Grove and you see the score is 15-3 late in the first quarter, you might want to take a cue from the previous game when the Scona boys were down 17-3 in the first, and they went on to win by 9.
Yeah, Strathcona boys called a timeout, adjusted a few things, came out with a renewed intensity, and stormed right back.
Alders, Sullivan, they work it around. The number 9 is Kaylee Lewis. Turned over, Lords will push. Terueo, oh, nifty move. She was fouled. 2 shots upcoming for number 2.
Now, right now, the Panthers seem to be a little bit overwhelmed by the Lords' attack. They have some super strong players on the floor, and the 3 3-pointers certainly are helping out with the score as well.
Elena Terueo misses the first. Second one, though, is good.
Sub got there a little bit late. Coach was on the Panthers, frustrated with the call, but the horn sounded, they're letting her in.
The horn did go before play was whistled in. I think they just snuck it in time.
16-3 starts for the Lords. Panthers want to respond now.
Granley all the way. Little wild with the attempt. Stolen back by Lewis. Flung it up, and she'll go to the line. Maybe this is a place where Spruce Grove can generate a little bit of offense with the clock stopped as well.
Yeah, great strip there by Kaylee Lewis. We're going to get another view of that right now. She goes up for the layup and draws the foul.
Can't make the first one. Still one to come for Lewis, the grade 10 forward. And can't get either of them. Wagner, a strong rebound. Terueo flings it over to Davson. Davson, Terueo. 7 on the shot clock for Davson. She'll heave from deep. Off the rim, grabbed by Alders.
Davson, one of several players in this tournament, headed to the U of A Panthers next year.
She won't have to do much traveling. Right in the city as Granley into the corner. Open for 3, Fisher, too strong. Panthers just need something to go their way. 2.5 minutes left in the first. They just have the one basket. Davson, oh, nifty step around, just couldn't finish. Wagner, up and under, and the foul.
Wagner's had a great quarter there and a fantastic play and finish there, drawing the foul. Now, Spruce Grove has 5 fouls now, and I believe most of them are on Wagner down low.
Wagner getting ready to let it go. Unable to complete the 3-point play, but a rebound for Shepard, and it could be more than a 3-point trip down the floor. Terueo, Shepard. Olsen, up top, Terueo, Shepard. Ball moving on the outside, 7 seconds on the clock. Long 2-pointer, Terueo off the mark. And guess who's got the board again? Shepard. Wagner, outside, hand from the defender Granley, but it will stay at this end of the floor.
Strathcona just swarming Spruce Grove right now.
Lords don't really have an answer at the moment. Or sorry, the Panthers don't for the Lords as Wagner flips it up, and that one will bounce in again. 20-3 in this first quarter. Lewis outside. There's a heave from Sullivan. It's good. Arden Sullivan needed a bucket for the Panthers, and they got one.
Yeah, big response there for the Panthers. They're down big, but you want to push before the end of the first quarter here, get a few points back.
Shepard, Olsen. Shepard again. Gets through a couple defenders, sends it up, and it's out of bounds. Ball will go to the Panthers. Martin Sullivan just hit that three-pointer. A little bit of trouble, found Lewis as an outlet. Further along for Granley, dropped it off. Fisher takes the shot. She was fouled too. 2 shots here for Maddie Fisher.
Maddie Fisher going to the line for the Spruce Grove Panthers, looking to add to their score. They're currently down 20-6.
Can't get the first. Fisher, the grade 11 guard. Missed them both again. Got the rebound right back. That won't go either. Possession is with Spruce Grove still, so they have another chance at it. Osback comes back in for the Panthers. There's a foul right on the inbound play. Lewis got hacked as she went up.
Panthers have to capitalize on these opportunities. All they've been able to score so far in this match is 2 3-pointers.
Yeah, a couple of empty trips to the line. That was a miss as well. That one's not going to go either. That's 3 empty trips to the line for the Panthers. Davson, McGlisco. Back up to Davson. Picked up there by Osback. Wagner into the corner. Tedoeo sidesteps all the way across the floor. McGlisco blocked inside by Elders. And then a foul.
They didn't finish that play, Grayson, but that last possession, there's about 6 passes in a row, just showing the strength of Spruce Grove. Went to the hoop and got a foul.
See it. Outside, inside, inside, outside, cross the floor, make the move, get the defense around and out of position. First was made, second was made as well. 16-point Lords lead. Here's a turnover. Davson couldn't do anything with it. Fisher, Davson poked it away while she was falling down. What a great play. Lords want to hold for the last shot here. Davson with Wagner setting a screen. Davson drives, flips it up, can't get it to go, and the first quarter will come to an end. What a quarter for Strathcona. They lead it 22-6 after 10 minutes.
Strathcona came out of the gates absolutely flying, and they have an extremely balanced attack. We talked about their 3 consecutive 3-pointers around the middle of the quarter. They've got some big posts in McGlasgow and Wagner. They handle the ball well with Davson and Tedoeo and Shepard. This is a force of a basketball team, and it's going to be a lot for Spruce Grove all day.
For the Panthers, obviously we've talked about their big pieces, Ella Auk, and she only played a shade over 2 minutes due to foul trouble. But they've got to find some offense is kind of the big thing. The threes, they've hit a couple. They can't score inside right now against that stingy Strathcona defense. How do you propose that they find a way to score?
Well, I think they have to put Auk back on the court and see how that develops. Hopefully she doesn't get any more. She received her second foul before the 2-minute mark in this match. But at the same time, with the size of those posts and Wagner and McGlasgow, you got to have the big in there to defend them.
Thank you to the Government of Alberta. The Ministry of Tourism and Sport with the Government of Alberta is a funding provider to the ASAA. Funds received from this area of the government are put towards enhancing the quality of life for Albertans. There's a look at Dave Oldham on the Panther bench. Lots of game left for Spruce Grove, and yes, the hole is 16 at the moment, but I think you just got to put it into little achievable goals. Can we get to single digits by the half? Can we maybe get to 5 by the end of the third? Those sorts of things make the gap seem a little less of a giant mountain to climb.
Yep, 100%. If you are the Panthers, if you can even win this second quarter, right now you're down 22-6, you're down 16. Let's watch for that, see if they can start carving away into the lead the Spruce Grove has built. And we do see Elk back on the court to start the second quarter.
Setting the stage here for the Panthers, they've got Piper Sullivan with Ellis Granley, as well as Sophia Osback, Auk as mentioned, and Arden Sullivan. On the floor for the Lords, Lauren Shepard, Victoria Davson, as well as Kate Lampshire, Brooke Wagner, and Laya McGlesco. Inside, and Auk can't get it to go. We got a tie up here. The arrow is with the Lords at the moment.
Yeah, big defensive rebound there from Wagner. The Panthers wisely got right onto her, got the jump ball call, so they get the next ball.
Shepard. There's Lampshire starting the second quarter. Outside for Shepard again, trying to drive into the middle, picked off by Auk, making an impact immediately on her return. Sullivan out for Granley. Into the post. Little move from Arden Sullivan, but no finish. Sullivan gets it back thanks to Auk's hard work. She's fouled and will go to the line for two.
Sullivan with a great move there to get to the hoop. 2 chances to score, gets fouled on the second one. So she goes to the line for 2.
Foul on Wagner, her first. Arden Sullivan hit a 3 in the first quarter. That's 7 straight free throw misses for the Panthers. Eight in a row. Some freebies left behind by the Panthers. Davson, Wagner at the free throw line, down low, McGlesco, nice ball movement by the Lords, and it results in an easy bucket.
Perfect execution of high-low. Wagner flashes up to the top of the key, finds McGlesco down low, who finishes. Those two have obviously worked together a lot this season.
Granley. They move it around. Osback bumped. Auk. And she traveled. Just couldn't make her mind up. Wound up sliding that pivot foot. Shepard moves it along for Davson. Picked up by Piper Sullivan. That pass intercepted by Auk. Granley, corner, Osback, and nothing is working right now for the Panthers.
No, the Panthers have only had 2 successful offensive possessions through the first 12 minutes of this game. They need to find a way to break down the defense and set up some quality chances.
It's interesting when you have a team that pulls off a big-time upset as more good ball movement leads to a basket for McGlesco. Sometimes that team just keeps on rolling, and other times it's almost like they expended their entire gas tank just to get that one upset.
Absolutely, Grayson. Now, right now, Spruce Grove has run into a bit of a truck as Strathcona is firing on all cylinders.
Osback, nice drive, can't finish. Auk underneath, that won't go either. Nice save in there by Shepard, and she'll start the charge up court.
Every time Strathcona gets the ball, they're looking fast break. If it's not there, they hold up, but they're always looking for it.
This time Wagner traveled. The up fake into the dribble. Sometimes you move the foot before you put the ball on the floor. A couple of subs for the Lords, Tedaweo back in, and Ellie Friedley, the grade 10 post player, gets onto the floor. Piper Sullivan, short little mid-range is a sweet stroke for Sullivan. It's the first non-3-point basket for the Panthers in this game, believe it or not, almost 13 minutes in.
That little jump shot from the top of the key, it worked. See if the Panthers can use that and build some momentum.
Davson from distance. Rebound up for grabs, claimed by Tedoeo. Lampshire, Tedoeo calls out the play. McGlisco hands it to her, sets the screen. Davson, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Davson driving, kicks it back out. Three-pointer, that's off the heel. Arden Sullivan now, Oz back. She lets it fly, and that one well off.
They're part of the Lord's game. They have a high success rate offensive rebounds, which makes it easier to shoot those threes.
Going up the floor. Davson running things at the moment. Over to Lampshire. Back to Davson. Took her eyes off the ball for a half second when she saw black shirt swarming her. Wagner, Shepard coming in. McGlisco and Lampshire exit for the Lords. Ellis Granley. Sullivan, that's Piper. To Arden. Arden driving, flips it up. She was fouled. Arden Sullivan back to the line.
Just the second foul of the quarter, both coming against the Lords. I don't believe they took one in the first quarter.
Friedley comes out. McGlisco comes back in for the Lords. And Sullivan gets the first one, the first free throw for the Panthers on their 9th attempt. I don't mean to harp on it, but that's a lot of points to leave out there. Got them both. 16-point lead for the Lords. Strathcona working the ball around. It's in the hands of Shepard. Davson spins, sends it up, and Auk claims the rebound. Out to Arden Sullivan. Arden to Piper. Granley, 10 on the shot clock. Back, Arden Sullivan. Had a look, didn't take it. Steps inside the line and a little bit too strong. Good for Piper Sullivan to steal it right back. Granley stepping, driving, short. Tedoeo. Wagner right at the free throw line. That's where she likes to set up to begin. Oh, and she had Shepard cutting to the hoop. Just overthrew it.
Yeah, strong post play there from Wagner. She flashes up, gets the ball at the top of the key, is always looking for the next dish. That time it wasn't there.
Kaylee Lewis in for the Panthers. Allie Olsen in for the Lords. Past the midway mark of the second quarter, 26-10. Strathcona in the lead. Granley, Sullivan. Arden to Piper, into the post for Auk, and she'll score. Good positioning from Ella Auk.
Big field goal there for the Panthers. They are down 14 here late in the first half.
Wagner, taken away by Auk. Panthers, can they push on the fast break? Sullivan will just take it back. Arden across, Granley open for three. No, it's off the heel. Auk able to save the rebound to Sullivan. Lewis, Arden Sullivan. Back into Kaylee Lewis. One more for Auk. She scores again inside.
That's 3 straight possessions that have all been all about Ella Auk. 2 scores and a defensive stop on the other side. She's coming alive. I think she was a big part of why Spruce Grove won yesterday. That could be a game changer in this one.
It's going to take a timeout. Lead has been trimmed to 12. So Spruce Grove is chipping in a little bit, but still lots of work to do. But what they've done the last few possessions has certainly been encouraging.
Yeah, Spruce Grove coming alive here, clawing their way back in the game. As we talked about at the start of the quarter, can you win this quarter? Can you get some momentum and put some belief into your minds for a strong second half?
Strathcona, they knew there was going to be at least a couple of pushes from Spruce Grove. Now they're just trying to weather it. And they certainly have the personnel to deal with this Spruce Grove attack.
Nice piece of trivia here. Assistant coach for the Strathcona Lords is Michelle McGliscu, the mother of Leah McGliscu, playing the post, number 15. Now, Michelle was a Canadian Olympian at the Australia Olympics in Sydney, all the way back in 2000 in women's basketball.
Outstanding stuff. 2000, my goodness. It somehow both seems like a long time ago and also not very long ago.
Absolutely. My first year in university, and all of a sudden that's 25 years ago. It feels like yesterday.
Starting to show our age a little bit, Paul. Wagner, as we're out of the timeout here. Sullivan being a pest defensively.
I really like Wagner's game, setting screens, playing tough in the post.
Good hands from Auk, forced a turnover. Arden Sullivan flings it ahead, and a collision. Foul called. Elena Tedaweo is charged. Sent it ahead. They all come together, and body checking not allowed. Right back to the inbounder.
Strathcona, one of the only teams all tournament playing in a zone defense as they work the 2-3 here.
Shot from Granley. Too strong. Rebound from Piper Sullivan. That'll go. Maybe some holes in the zone here that Spruce Grove has found.
Spruce Grove has come alive. Their fans in front of us have picked up on the energy. They are pushing.
Shepard, good drive, couldn't finish. Granley. Across, Arden Sullivan into the post for Lewis. Lewis lost the ball, kicked back towards Sullivan. Keeps her pivot foot nicely. Piper Sullivan off the boards, gets right back to, Lewis. Follow up out, that's not gonna go either. Looks for the Panthers for sure.
Yeah, great possession. They set up a good shot, got several rebounds, unfortunately just couldn't finish.
Trying to get it down to single digits, and then Lewis wanted the steal, got the hand instead. Only the first foul committed by the Panthers in quarter number 2.
Yeah, the Panthers were in trouble, foul trouble early in the first quarter. If that's their first one with 2 minutes left in the half, much better second quarter here for the Spruce Grove Panthers.
See Sadie Alders come in here for Lewis, as the Panthers go a little bit big with both Auk and Alders in the game. And a foul committed here by Piper Sullivan on the drive from Avery Glasgow, who's making an appearance, the other grade 10 on the Strathcona girls team. Maddie Fisher comes in for Piper Sullivan. 2:25 to go, 14 on the shot clock for the Lords as they inbound. It's up to Glasgow. Outside, Olsen's hit one. That one a little bit short. Arden Sullivan hounded there by Davson. Alders into the post for Auk. There's a battle for the ball. Fisher, Alders. Arden Sullivan for 3. You bet! Single-digit game now. Panthers within 7.
Monster shot from Arden Sullivan, nails the 3, and the Panthers are alive here late in the first half.
Really been able to slow down Strathcona offensively, and it's led to some offense of their own. Davson couldn't handle it, but it was poked out by a Panther player.
I believe Strathcona has both their timeouts. If I was the coach here, I might burn one, just settle things down late in the first half and try not to let the Panthers get too many more before the break.
Wagner just hands it off for Davson. Screen from McGlisco, Davson blocked. It's Alders inside, and the Panthers will look to push. Fisher up ahead, runner rattles out. Glasgow immediately tied up. Arden Sullivan, where's this going? It stays with the Lords. The Panthers, the energy levels have picked up a couple of notches.
Yeah, no question. They're having more success on the court, but they have picked up their tenacity and level of play here.
Wagner cutting, Davson fouled. It's a blocking foul.
Those are the fouls as a coach you're happy with, because it would have been 2 points with Davson going through like a bull in a china shop there. She's fouled, she's off to the line.
Davson is a very good free throw shooter, as we've seen throughout the event.
Davson's stats on the year averaging this season 17.3 points and 8 rebounds per game.
And the commentator curse strikes as Davson goes 0 for 2. If I had a nickel, Paul, for every time that happened.
100%.
Fisher. Granley. Auk wants the ball on the post. Instead, it's a shot from Fisher. Rebound is collected by Olsen. Final minute here of the half. Quickly up ahead, Davson. One more pass, Wagner. Auk defending well. Davson lets it fly. It's short. Rebound, Wagner. Can't get it to go, and McGlisco batted it out of bounds. It's Spruce Grove basketball.
Yeah, great possession again from the Strathcona Lords. Everything but finish. Good three-point attempt, rebound, and a layup. Just nothing would fall.
Granley. Fisher. Back to Granley. Arden Sullivan's been really good. Auk sets a screen. Sullivan back to her on a roll. Save the possession, but there's only 3 on the shot clock here. And so for the Panthers, they have to be aware that something's got to get up quick once it's inbounds. Ellie-Mae Gerson comes in as well. And the Panthers are going to take a timeout to talk about this. Again, they've got 3 seconds on an inbound play from their own baseline. So something has to be quick. And if you're Skona, a reminder that the most dangerous player is the inbounder.
100%. Skona will also talk about what they can do, because they will get the ball back unless there's a rebound. And they're going to have a short shot clock get down. That's a big part of Skona's game, because every time they gain possession, they start flying down the court. They're always looking fast break first.
Kind of been a tale of 2 quarters in this game. It was a outstanding first from Skona, but Spruce Grove has put in a real great effort in this second quarter, cutting the lead down to 7.
Yeah, Spruce Grove must have heard us talking on the quarter break that they had to set small goals. Don't let this game get away from them. Claw back in there and give yourself belief that you can come back in the second half, and they have done just that.
Players coming back on the floor out of the timeout. One last cheer in the huddle for the Panthers. Let's see what Coach Welsh has drawn up here.
St. Mary Saints filing into the arena, up by the concession, up in the to our broadcast left. Boys Provincial Championship match goes in a little less than 2 hours.
Fisher got the shot away, did catch rim. Who's got it? Shepherd, she was fouled. And this, I was gonna say Shepherd looked like she was in the clear here.
I know, I was looking for the unsportsmanlike foul on that one. That she did not get the call, not in bonus, so Panthers might have got away with one there, but they'll take it.
If you're an NBA fan, that's the clear path or take foul, the equivalent. Final 3 seconds, it's off the backboard and a foul is called. 1.9, it'll send McGlisco to the line. Maya McGlisco. Chance to make this a 9-point lead for the Lords at the break. We mentioned, I think for Spruce, the first goal had to be single digits, and it looks like they've achieved that goal. halftime adjustments are going to be really interesting on both sides, because both teams have had really good stretches. McGlisco splits a pair, 8 points the difference, and Spruce Grove realizes that that's too far to shoot the ball for them. And so the half comes to an end, 27-19, a bit of a defensive battle, as we kind of expected between the Panthers and Lords.
If you're Spruce Grove, you have to be extremely happy with that second quarter. They have battled back, made a basketball game of it, led by strong defense and some clutch shooting. We have an 8-point game going to the second half.
At the same time, Strathcona must realize that they had so much success in the first quarter that they should be able to rely on that and go back to what worked.
Yeah, Strathcona needs to get back to the drawing board there and work their high-low with the posts. They had some success in the first quarter shooting threes. I don't believe we saw one in the second.
Halfway through this girls' gold medal game, 4A basketball provincials, 27-19. Strathcona leads Spruce Grove. Second half action coming up shortly when we return to Calgary on IC Live. The Win Sport Event Center here in Calgary, the site of the 4A Final Four ASAA High School Basketball Provincial Championships. It has been a fun weekend so far. We are halfway through our girls' gold medal game. Strathcona Lords lead Spruce Grove by 8. Gracie Knutz and Paul D'Angelo with us. It's been a fun game. It's been a tale of two quarters, and I know that you've been really impressed with the ball movement by Strathcona today.
Yeah, Strathcona came out flying in the first quarter. That's where this highlights from. Let's take a look. The ball's on the inside here. Victoria Davson, she's gonna dish. Now Spruce Grove fires about 6 passes in a row here. Let's watch. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. There's 4. There's 5 all the way to the outside. 6 comes on the inside. 7 stop right there. The basket doesn't actually fall, but they do draw a foul.
There you go. Outstanding work from Skona. And they'll need that sort of ball movement again because Spruce Grove's defense is really tightening up. Ella Auk, who was out early with some foul trouble, hasn't taken a foul since, and she has made a big impact up front and defensively. Panthers ball to begin this second half.
Now the Panthers were listening to us and battled back in the second quarter, narrowing the gap to 8. Can they keep it going? That's the big question right now.
There's a three-pointer, Sullivan off the front rim, rebound secured by Brooke Wagner. And now it's with Lauren Shepard, Victoria Davson. Wagner hands it off. Davson drives, slips it up, and it will fall.
Big hoop there from Davson. Off to U of A next year. She'll be a Panda.
Looked like Arden Sullivan got a hand on that, but it didn't matter as finished through the contact Davson did. Here is Sullivan. In the corner, she's picked up her dribble, needs an outlet, and just throws it away. Nobody showed for her. Davson up ahead for Shepard. Shepard too strong on the layup attempt, and Arden Sullivan grabs the rebound.
Lords are always looking fast break. It was kind of there, but Lauren Shepard was running into triple coverage. Maybe should have pulled up.
A little bit of trouble. Piper Sullivan got out of it. Big sister Arden was there. Arden Sullivan going to work, finds Auk down low, and Ella Auk missed the chippy. Piper Sullivan can't keep it in bounds. Lords basketball. Here's Davson. Another good game for Victoria Davson. Wagner doesn't hand it off this time. Try to pass. Auk said no. Piper Sullivan pushes it ahead to Granley. Not finished off. Good defense, a challenge there from Tedaweo. Shepard picked up her dribble. There's Wagner. Wagner hands for Davson. Outside McGlisco, 5 on the shot clock. McGlisco sends it out. Tedaweo has to fling it. That one is going to be in the Panthers' possession, so we don't need to stop play. Although maybe we should have after they almost turned it over there. Arden Sullivan all the way, too strong. Auk following up, but couldn't hold on to the ball. And then Tedaweo, oh, she just slipped, they say.
Yeah, it's going to be Lord's ball there. I think Tedaweo thought she was tripped. No call from the referee. And it is Panther ball.
Granley gets it in. It's knocked away immediately, and they'll just try it again from that same spot. This time Granley finds Piper Sullivan. Back to Granley. Arden Sullivan, 6 on the shot clock. Osback up high for Auk. Wagner tips it out. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. We saw a similar situation in the second quarter.
There's that high-low offense. Osback goes high post. Auk goes low post. They work together, try and score.
Piper Sullivan had to fling it up, didn't get it off in time. Good defense again from Skona. 10-point Lords lead. Not much doing in the way of baskets in this second half so far. Davson driving on Arden Sullivan, and she traveled.
Yeah, took an extra step on the spin before making the pass. Got called in that case.
Cha-cha in the lane. Inbounded for Ellis Granley. Spruce Grove team certainly has some nice pieces as well. Auk is a grade 11. Granley is a grade 11. Osbach is blocked. Arden Sullivan turns it over. Here is Granley. Trying to drive along the baseline. It's pretty chaotic right now. She sees an opening, flips it up, but it's a little short. Davson. Driving, dishing, Shepherd up and under. Good basketball.
Yeah, great possession there by the Lords. Work it down, find the late pass, and put it home, opening up a 12-point lead.
Shepherd looking for the steal on the inbound. Instead, it will stay with the Panthers as we take a look at that effort from Davson. And the nice dish.
No fouls yet this quarter. Referees letting them place the basketball.
And the flow
Lords
of the
have
game,
extended their lead.
flow of the game has been really good. Arden Sullivan. Sadie Alders is in. Her jumper does fall. Looked like it had a mind to spill out, but it fell back down. Shepherd. Wagner knocked away. This is Lord's ball.
First score of the quarter for the Panthers. Let's see if they can gain some momentum off of that.
Terueo. Wagner. Out, got hands on it. And I think there's a foul in the post on Sullivan. That's her third for Piper Sullivan. So she'll come out. Maddie Fisher comes in. Fisher at grade 11 as well for this Panthers squad. McGlisco. Wagner in the post, turns and fires. Too strong. Pushing up the floor here is Arden Sullivan. Granley back to Sullivan. Granley. Alders down to Fisher. 6 on the shot clock, and they throw it away. Terueo. Shepherd. Oh, fading shot and a late whistle. Foul called. And number 7, that's Alders. Let's take a look. Definitely grabs the wrist there on the way up.
Yeah, no question, foul there. Let's see if the Lords can extend their lead here with a couple of free throws from.
Shepherd misses.
Lauren Shepherd, as we noted on yesterday's broadcast, coming back from a fractured hip earlier this season. Missed the first month or two of the year. Great work from her to battle back.
Big part of this Lords team, that is for sure. With her ball handling, her outside shooting, and she's a very good finisher inside too. Here's Sullivan. Alders. Granley fires from the wing. Good! Ellis Granley.
Beautiful shot from Granley there. Nothing but net and a big three-pointer, bringing the Panthers back to within 7.
Davson, there's a lane. She'll kick it out. McGlisco, 2. And the mid-range game is nice from McGlisco.
Yeah, great decision by to turn around to dish out to the outside and basket from McGlisco.
Sullivan finds Alders. Fisher. You can hear head coach Kyle Palmer yelling, hands, hands. Driving. Granley nowhere to go. 3 on the shot clock. Auk fired up by Sullivan, but it's nowhere near the basket. And another strong defensive effort from the Lords.
We talked at the half about the Lords ball movement. That was a great example of Panthers ball movement. They made about 6 great passes. Unfortunately, couldn't set up a great shot.
Lords' defensive rotation that time around was very good. Tedaweo, Wagner is pretty deep in the post here, working on Auk, and Auk denied her. Tedaweo, she gets in the lane. Alders with a hand. And it's a kick ball, I believe is what they ruled. So it will be Spruce Grove basketball. Auk, and one. Ella Auk.
Absolutely fantastic possession there by the Panthers. Couple quick passes, got the ball at the high post, dish to Auk, low down by the block, and she finishes and draws the foul.
Good pass from Granley.
Panthers are just hanging around here. They're currently down 7. And if you remember yesterday, Grayson, the fourth quarter was their best quarter of the match.
Trying to drive, Davson flips it up. Rebounded by Auk. Here's a foul. Going down right as she crossed the midcourt stripe was Granley. Another look. Just got tangled up there with her opponents.
In hockey, it would be 2 minutes for tripping.
You know, because you just did a game last night, so you're up on the rule book.
Yeah, I'm a hockey guy first, but my school teaching career has had me watch a few thousand basketball games too.
Good interception there from Shepard. Davson, McGlisco setting a screen. Allie Olsen. Now it's McGlisco and Shepard. 7 on the shot clock, and that ball gets away from Olsen. And it will go the way of the Panthers. (27-19) at the half. So here in this third quarter, it's 8-7 Spruce Grove. Again, they have to look at it as just like, let's win each quarter. And right now they are, as Lewis flips it up, and it does have the soft touch.
Another great possession there. Lewis thought three-pointer, thought better, did a little drive and pulled up for a little hook shot jumper, found its way in, and we have a 5-point basketball game.
McGlisco, Shepard. Shepard probing, looking for a way through, kicks it out. Three-pointer, too strong that time. Rebound is claimed by the Lords, though. Another bite at the cherry here. Davson lets it fly from deep. That rims out, and Auk secures the rebound. Panthers can get to within 3 or even 2. Alders, Auk. Lost the handle, and it's gathered by Shepard. And then Shepard just lost it under the pressure of Granley.
Yeah, Granley stays on Shepard there. A little bit of contact, but not enough for a foul. And Shepard lost the handle. It's Panther basketball. They are down 5.
Lots of subs. Wagner for the Lords is in. Oz back, Piper Sullivan on the floor for the Panthers. Kaylee Lewis right back to Oz back. There's Piper Sullivan. Everybody who's new getting a touch. Alders, Oz back. Auk, Alders, 3 on the shot clock. Alders, Alsmack flips it up, and that won't go. Rebound, Lewis. That, oh, it won't go either. Tantalizingly close. Piper Sullivan drives, kicks. There's a shot, a wild one from Alders off the backboard.
2 straight offensive rebounds from the Panthers and gave them 3 chances, just couldn't convert.
Long pass ahead for McGlisco. Wasn't bad, she just couldn't keep control of it. Turned it over, and Spruce Grove is on the offense again. Lewis, in a tough spot now, needs some help. Gets it from Alders. Skip pass. Here's Piper Sullivan driving, 5 on the shot clock. Alders puts it up and puts it in. Sadie Alders makes it a 3-point game.
Out of nowhere, we have a 3-point basketball game. Lots of energy from the Panthers, and they're faithful cheering in front of us.
So it's a 1-possession game now, as the Panther defense has been brilliant in this quarter until then. Davson lets out a roar as she gets an and one.
Davson saw the lane down the left side, found it, goes hard to the hoop, makes the left-handed layup, and draws the foul in the process, looking for the 3-point play now.
Arden Sullivan checks into the game once again for the Panthers, as we see Davson trying to complete that 3-point play, and she does. 37-31 Lords.
No quitting the Panthers, though. They've battled back the last 2 quarters. Let's see what they can do now.
Only giving up 10 points in this quarter. Defensively, they'll be pretty happy with how things gone. Offensively, a little bit of work there. Pass gone away. Davson to Shepard. Back to Davson, watched by Arden Sullivan. McGlisco. Davson again. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Shepard sizes up Sullivan, blows right by her and couldn't finish. Piper Sullivan gets the rebound, passes to big sister, and she's fouled. Arden Sullivan, and not shots yet. Just the 3rd foul committed by the Lords in this quarter.
A little love from her team there, helping her out as she went down pretty hard. That was the 3rd foul for the Lords this quarter.
It's a physical basketball this weekend. That girls' bronze medal match was one of the most physical games I've seen in a long time. People were getting cut and bruised and banging bodies all over. Here's Gerson, 5 on the shot clock in the quarter. Down low, Sullivan, and it's an offensive foul. She just hooked the arm around the defender there.
Yeah, great call by the referee. And the Lords get the ball back. 4th foul of the quarter for the Panthers. Not quite bonus yet.
2 seconds. Will Shepard look long here? Does look a little long. It's in for Olsen, and not enough time to get the shot away. And so, it's not a 5-point gap, but it's 6 for Spruce Grove. And I think they'll still be pretty happy with how they're playing at the moment.
No, like we said yesterday, Grayson, the Spruce Grove Panthers were down going into the 4th quarter against Centennial and stormed back and absolutely dominated. So they can take that, see if they can channel the energy they brought yesterday and put on a run here in the 4th quarter.
If I'm not mistaken, Strathcona has scored only slightly more points in the 2nd and 3rd than they did the whole 1st quarter. You could maybe see some frustration set in with the way that Spruce Grove is defending, but they've remained calm, they've stuck with it. It hasn't really gone their way lately, but I don't see any deviation from that plan, and I don't see any down faces on the Scona side.
No, Strathcona got off to a fantastic start today. They hit the 3 threes in a row on 3 possessions, got hot in the 1st quarter. I think they need to get back to a few basics, use their 2 strong posts, which is number 7, Brooke Wagner, and number 15, Layla McGlisco, and work the ball in and see if they can attack.
Big thank you once again to the Government of Alberta. The Ministry of Tourism and Sport with the Government of Alberta is a funding provider to the ASAA. Funds received from this area of the government are put towards enhancing quality of life for Albertans. Panthers are raring and ready to go. There is still a minute left in the quarter break, and they were back on the floor already.
Lots of energy in the building right now as some fans are starting to show up for the boys' final. Tons of people in here. We have the Spruce Grove parents and faithful right in front of us. They're cheering hard. We have 1 quarter of basketball before our provincial championship is handed out. Let's see who wants it more.
All the parents have been great all weekend, dressing up, cheering loud for their teams. We've had the pleasure of the Spruce Grove parents in front of us both times, and they sit right up next to us, whereas a lot of the guys other few rows down, maybe we're too close, they don't want to listen to us. They seem to enjoy it.
100%. Now for me, I have to be honest, a little bit confusing. In Calgary, the Lords are Lord Beaverbrook, and they wear black. But the Panthers in black today, I've had to check myself a few times.
Seeing the Spruce Grove, as we see this, Osback 3 is off the mark. Their primary school color is actually green. Heads a lot of the green in the crowd.
Wearing their blacks here this weekend in both games. Lord's ball.
Elena Tedaweo. Here's Shepard.
Spruce Grove has adjusted and throwing a little bit more press on the front court.
Shepard into the post for Wagner. Working on Auk. Wagner throws it up, won't go in. Auk has done a really good job defending with just 2 fouls ever since she came back in the second quarter. Hasn't taken a third. And now she's got a couple to play with here. Sullivan for 3. Too strong. Rebound is gathered in by Tedaweo. Quickly ahead for Shepard. Shepard outside. 3 for Lampshire. That's good. Kate Lampshire from downtown.
First three-pointer in a while for the Strathcona Lords. Great shot there from Lampshire.
Granley. Arden Sullivan, 7 on the shot clock. Screen from Auk, but she was moving a little bit.
I think that was that commentator curse that you were talking about there, Grayson, as you just mentioned, that Auk hadn't had a foul in a while. Takes the moving screen foul right here.
I said I'm really good at it. There's the 3 that we saw in the previous possession from the Lords and Kate Lampshire. A little bit of trouble there for Friedley, who's on the floor again. Shepard, 7 on the shot clock. Shepard, pass off hands, and it is going to be Panther basketball. Piper Sullivan, grade 11. Strong returning group of grade 11s for Spruce Grove next year. Same can be said too for Strathcona, the likes of Shepard and Tedaweo. McGlisco throwing it up, and it won't go that time. Oh, big collision there with Osback and Wagner. They seem to be all right.
Both going for the same loose ball. The foul is going to go against Spruce Grove. A little malfunction at the junction there.
McGlisco, Davson back on the floor for the Lords as we get another look at that collision. Again, basketball is very much a physical sport. Davson driving, denied by the underside of the rim. Arden Sullivan makes her way up the floor. Sullivan drives, too strong on that shot. Got about 7.5 left in this fourth quarter. Girls gold medal game. Strathcona by 9.
You can see the players are starting to get a little bit tired. We're getting down the floor a little slower than earlier.
Wagner, free throw line jumper, won't go. Rebound, Tedaweo battling for it. Jump ball, Panthers will get it.
Every possession right now is absolutely huge for Spruce Grove. You want to get defensive stops. You want to get good looks on offense. See if you can start breaking down that 9-point lead. They have not been able to get closer than 4.
Kaylee Lewis has checked in. Sullivan. This is Arden for Granley. Trying to get it around McGlisco. Short on her shot. Came right back to her. Granley hands it off. Lewis. Arden Sullivan for Piper. She'll take the shot. Wants the glass. Almost got the bank shot. Now a battle underneath. Then we've got a tie-up, and it's Lord's ball this time. Victoria Davson. Another great game for her. McGlisco's been good too. Gives it back to Davson. Wagner down low. Trying to work on Oak again. Oh, good feed. A good cut, too, from Tedawayo.
Tedawayo read that play perfectly, recognized her post, was in trouble, found a lane, cut, and got the dish and finish. Great play by Tedawayo.
Lewis. Back for Sullivan. Granley. Driving. Granley denied. McGlisco and Wagner. That's two big bodies underneath.
Yeah, perfectly played there by the two starting posts from the Lords. Let her take the drive, kept the hands ready for when the shot went up, and knocked it away.
Panthers will inbound to Piper Sullivan. 4 on the clock. Arden stops and hits from the elbow.
Perfect read there for Martin. Got the shot off just before the clock went off, and it was good.
Tedawayo using the screen from Davson. Spun through a couple of defenders. Used the front rim to get her rebound right back. Where's this going? It's going for the Panthers. Fisher in for Spruce Grove. Shepherd in for the Lords. Can the Panthers make a little bit of a push here? Set up a dynamic finish. Sullivan looking for a passing option. Here's Lewis. Lewis off the glass, a little bit short. Fisher was able to secure the rebound. Granley driving, too strong. Underneath, Wagner able to find an outlet in Lampshire. Up ahead for Shepherd. Shepherd taken away. Good read by Kaylee Lewis.
Got to push now if you're the Panthers. 5 minutes left. You need some baskets.
Arden Sullivan. That won't go. They've had some looks. The ball just won't drop right now. Quickly the other way comes Skona. Lampshire fouled by Fisher.
That was the only place, she had was the foul, or as Lampshire was driving to the hoop on the left side.
Panthers will take a timeout before these free throws as the Lords have a chance to stretch their lead back into the double digits here as we're getting into the business end of this gold medal game.
You're just about at the point where the Panthers need to make a few adjustments. Hope they can get ahead of the Lords, maybe throw the full press on. Maybe you look at take a few three-pointers, but you need to find a way. They've only scored 33 points in 3.5 quarters, and you're down 9. You got to find a way to put up a few points here on the Lords to get back into it.
Just a quick reminder that the boys' final will tip off at 7:30. St. FX against St. Mary's.
Now St. FX and St. Mary's played twice this year as the number 1 and 2 ranked teams in Alberta. I was at the second game. It was the tournament final in Western Canada. St. Mary's trailed most of the game, then finally came ahead the last minute. The other final was the Rev final, a giant tournament in Edmonton earlier this season, also won by St. Mary's in the last minute. This promises to be a barn burner of a boys' championship match.
That's coming up at 7:30, but we still got to determine a women's winner first. That Reb Invitational hosted by Jasper Place is quite the event in Edmonton, one of the biggest tournaments in that city. Totem Hoops Classic with Ross Shep would be another one. And then Harry Ainley's always got a big tournament too, as the first one is made by Lampshire.
Lampshire extends the lead to 10 points.
Now 11 for the Lords.
We got the laser effect there on that last basket.
Granley. Good defense again from Skona. There's nowhere to go for these Panther players. Fisher, Granley, 5 on the shot clock and an offensive foul.
That's the second offensive foul, this time for a block.
Fisher, the guilty party.
Down 11 here, Jasper Place needs a defensive stop and to look for a steal.
McGlisco. Shepherd. Fisher all over her. Shepard kicks it out. Davson, one more pass. Lampshire for three. Not quite. Granley. Panthers need a bucket. And it's turned right over to Wagner. Davson, numbers for the Lords. Shepard, fouled. She'll go to the line for two. Under 4 to go now. So 2 shots for Shepard here.
Nothing but net on the first one. That's now a 12-point lead.
It's going to start to stretch things a little bit here. Right at the exact time they'd like to do that, at the very end. Make things comfortable. We'll see if Spruce Grove can make things uncomfortable over the final. Not quite 4 minutes. Piper Sullivan. Arden Sullivan now. Ella Auk. Tangled up with Davson, able to find Arden. Driving, dishing. Granley now. Just throws one up, it doesn't go. Only at 3 on the clock, and it's once again a very solid defensive effort from the Lords.
If I'm Spruce Grove here, I'm throwing the full press on, which looks like they are doing. 3 players pushing.
It's kind of a casual press. They're not right up, but they at least showed the pressure. Davson. Lampshire for 3. Too strong. Arden Sullivan.
Strathcona should be looking to run out the clock on these possessions here. Take your shot a little bit later than that.
Sullivan right through to the baskets. That's what Spruce Grove needs.
Nice little jumper there from Sullivan. Great basket.
Wagner comes out to help set a screen for Davson. Davson to the net. Missed on the attempt. And Shepard tried to save it, but she was out of bounds. Panther ball. Piper Sullivan. 2.5 to go as Lampshire picks her up. Auk. Sadie Alders. Granley. Arden. Drives again, dishes to Auk, swatted away by Davson, and she couldn't save it before it went out, but only 2 on the shot clock here for the Panthers. Whatever their inbound play is, it's got to happen quick. They're going to have time to talk about it, though, because Strathcona has called a timeout. Their head coach, Kyle Palmer.
Yeah, possibly an unusual time there for a timeout, as there's a good chance the shot clock would run out and you could use it then. Now you're giving Spruce Grove a chance to set up a 2-second play.
Had a couple of these low shot clock inbounds plays, and they've yet to find some success, so we'll see if they can turn things around. You're almost getting to must score every time territory if you're the Panthers, aren't you?
Yeah, we just have 139 seconds left in the game. Spruce Grove's going to have to get very lucky, but they have to attack. They have to shoot some threes, put the press on, and hope that they can somehow put up 11 points here in 2 minutes.
That was a good math. Was that your specialty teaching?
I've done a little bit of it all. Some phys ed, some outdoor ed, some math, some science. And 20 years in now, I'm happy as a vice principal solving the world's problems all day.
Players ready to return to the floor here. There's 2:19 left until somebody will be wearing gold medals around their necks. For somebody, it's going to be the first time as well.
Yeah, first time provincial 4A champion, either the Strathcona Lords. Good chance they're going to win this. Their boys are right beside the ball right now. They took home bronze earlier. That's a hallmark day for a school's basketball program.
Piper Sullivan got the quick shot away, and the rebound's collected by the Lords. And again, the clock is their teammate.
Yeah, if you're Strathcona, you want to run out the shot clock here, get a late shot off.
Davson, Wagner. Wagner Kicks it outside. Tedaweo for three. You betcha! That might just be the dagger.
That was the nail in the coffin here. It's going to be pretty much impossible now for Spruce Grove to come back. Look for them to come down the floor and shoot a quick three.
Screen set. Arden Sullivan. That one's off hands, and it'll stay with the Panthers. 10 seconds on their shot clock. But only 95 seconds left in the game now, and a 14-point difference. Still, again, 95 seconds left and some stuff to be decided, but if you're Spruce Grove, you're looking to go, man, we held them to 50 points in the championship game. That's pretty good. Three from Oak is good.
Ella Oak hits the three, still an 11-point gap here. We're far away from bonus territory.
Strathcona will just hold and eat up as much of this time as they can. Shepard sees a lane, got into trouble, but was fouled. So 2 shots here for Lauren Shepard.
Right now, it's a good time to celebrate our senior athletes from Strathcona. Brooke Wagner looks like she's going out a provincial champion. Manor Nadim also going out a provincial champion. Katie Lampshire, Victoria Davson, and Drew Gordon. From Spruce Grove, our grade 12 athletes looks like they're gonna end their high school basketball careers. Provincial silver medalists, Sadie Alders, Arden Sullivan, Ellie Mae Gerzen, Sophia Osbach. Great job by these grade 12 senior athletes and a wonderful high school athletic career.
Absolutely. Spruce Grove again, heads will be down here, but this season for the Panthers has been absolutely wonderful. They weren't the favorites in their region. They were the number 2 seed. They got through that. Had to travel down to Okotoks to win it. Then they have faced the number 1 team in the whole province in the provincial semifinal. And they got through that. Unfortunately, in the end, they're gonna come up just a little bit short, but a silver medal worthy of high praise for these Spruce Grove Panthers.
Spruce Grove, just such a balanced attack. Strong post play, strong guards, strong wings, good shooting, good defensive sets. They are a strong basketball team from top to bottom, and that's what wins provincial championships.
You listed their grade 12s too, and there's a good chunk of this team that's gonna come back, and a lot of key players like Ella Oak. That one just went through the hands of Claire Lewis, who's on the floor here getting some run late.
We're into the final 30 seconds here. 12-point lead will do it.
Strathcona bench starting to get a little bit more antsy as the clock gets closer to 0. Good block in tight there by Sullivan, but it's out of bounds. Ball stays with the Lords.
Yeah, we can all remember the moments in our lives that we reached maximum human excitement. The moment the horn sounds and you've won a provincial championship is a pretty rare one, especially at the 4A basketball level. That's an impressive accomplishment.
How about another 3 for Tedaweo? A little icing on the cake.
And hopefully the players just dribble this one out here as the time is up, the final 10 seconds. Folks, let's give it up for Spruce Grove here, and Strathcona.
For the very first time in their school's history, the Strathcona Lords girls team are provincial 4A champions.
And pretty neat that their boys team can join them on the floor in the celebration. 2 provincial medals for the basketball program.
What a weekend for Strathcona High. They'll be celebrating in Edmonton tonight. And once again, these Spruce Grove Panthers, tip your hat. What a team, what an effort. They have everything to be proud of here. We'll stick around for all the post-game ceremonies and presentations, so don't go anywhere. Under an hour away for the boys' final 2, if you're looking for that. 2 teams will shake hands. There are those gold medals, soon to be around the necks of the Strathcona Lords. And the banner too, don't forget, the championship banner to take home and hang in the gym.
Yeah, one of the first things I do when I enter a new school's gym is kind of take a look at the history, and those banners end up on the walls forever, usually signed by the players, so your name's on there. You can go back someday even with your kids and see the banner still on the wall. Neat experience.
All right, time now for the post-game celebration. Mike Mahoney, the in-house announcer, just encouraging the crowd to give a round of applause for the effort for both of these teams, which means there'll be a lot of smoke hanging in the air here. The setup here has been brilliant for the players. What an experience.
Yeah, we've got a professional experience in here, flashy lights, smoke, professional sound effects, DJ, etc. And Mike Mahoney on the mic as he does the Surge games and the Calgary Stampeders games in Calgary.
I was even thinking, right now, cameras, lights all around as you're getting ready for warm-up. You've got a couple guys in your face taking cameras, and that's not something high school athletes are used to. As the player of the game for Spruce Grove is Piper Sullivan. She'll be back next year with this Panther team. Player of the game for Strathcona is Victoria Davson.
Everything I saw this weekend, I might give the tournament MVP on the girls' side to Davson. She's a very strong basketball player. Off to U of A to join the Panthers next year.
Going to do the silver medal presentations now. Tournament chair will hand out the medals. A big thank you, of course, to the organizing committee and all the volunteers here as well.
That's Tom Christensen. He's a former president of the ASAA, was the principal at Olds High School for a long time. I do believe he's retired now, but still acting in service as the tournament chairperson for 4A basketball.
So individually, they'll bring up the Panthers and hand them their medals. There's Arden Sullivan, one of the graduating grade 12 players. Provincial silver medalist. Kaylee Lewis, got a bright future ahead as well. Ellie Mae Gerson, she'll be graduating come June. So will Sophia Osbach. Ellis Granley took care of a lot of the ball handling for Spruce Grove, and she's got another year of eligibility. Peyton Holst is the other grade 10 on this team, but she didn't see the floor, but what an experience just to be around the teammates and the atmosphere and soak that all in. Piper Sullivan, Maddie Fisher, and Claire Lewis will round out the players receiving silver medals for the Spruce Grove Panthers. Timmery Welsh, what a wonderful job she's done. Again, with help from Dave Oldham and Catherine DeBodrap, the assistants.
High school basketball is such a grind. They've gone about 4 months since the first day of tryouts. A lot of teams start with open gyms or weight room sessions, even at the start of school.
Savannah Engie, the trainer. Those are your silver medalists, the Spruce Grove Panthers. Captains will come up.
First class here from the Strathcona Lords, clapping for their opponents and everything they're receiving.
Osbach forgot that she needed to take a picture first. Some big smiles on those Panther girl faces. They have a lot to be proud of this year. Nate Patron, pardon me, in the house. That's the 2025 U Sports Player of the Year on hand to hand out the medals. Very cool.
Yeah, it's a neat experience here. I mentioned earlier today, Grayson, I referenced the 1996-97 Grandin Ghosts, who won the Provincial 4A Championship, coached by Dave's dad, Joe, who led him through all his development to the point of winning the National Player of the Year this year. Pretty impressive player.
When you
Bishop O'Byrne alumni.
When you mentioned that, I was wondering, that was the first thing I thought of, is if Nate was his kid, and there you go, the circle is complete as we see the Lords get their medals, or a Baker. Here's Lauren Shepard. What a role she played, this grade 11 guard, so she can come back again. Brooke Wagner, she'll end her high school basketball career with a gold medal around her neck. Lenore Nadim didn't see the floor, but again, it takes the whole team. Somebody's got to be the scout team opponents in practice, and you never know when injuries are going to happen, and you need that depth.
100%. Bench is shortened, especially this time of the year, but it is a team sport, and everybody has a role.
Victoria Davson, player of the game. If you're watching this from Edmonton and you're a fan of the Pandas, get excited, because she's going to be there next year. Maybe not starting right away, but she'll be there learning under Scott Edwards. Laya McGliscu, she can return next year as well. Kyle Palmer is the head coach of the Strathcona Lords women. His assistant, Michelle McGlisco, the Olympian. Olivia Palmer, Sam Ringrose. Also on the coaching staff, Grace Dambra is the manager for Strathcona. So everybody getting their medals here. Almost at the best part, which will be getting that banner, getting that trophy, able to hoist it up. And the Lords will get to keep the game ball too. Put that on the display in the trophy case. So it's Davshin, Lampshire, Wagner with the banner, with the plaques.
Cool moment here for Spruce Grove, something they'll remember forever.
I'll unfurl the whole thing so we can get a good picture. There we go.
With Nate Patron, cool experience. Congratulations to Spruce Grove on their provincial championship.
Lords can't wait to get over with their teammates. They're like, are these pictures done? We want to celebrate.
I think I just said Spruce Grove, I'm sorry. Congratulations to Strathcona on their provincial championship. Great job.
Now they can celebrate with the trophy, with the banner. Year 2025 4A Provincial Girls Champions are the Strathcona Lords. So now it's time to get that picture. And you can see there's a few people, looks like they got some confetti ready to go. They've even got the bracket. They can put their school name right in the middle. Skona. Right there, right in that first place little window. And there's the picture. I will live forever as the Strathcona Lords are provincial champions. And they can celebrate as the confetti flies here at the Winsport Event Center.
We even got confetti and pyro. That's a little fun here as Strathcona celebrates their first 4A Girls Provincial Championship. Unreal job by the Lords.
Congratulations to them. Congratulations to Spruce Grove as well on their silver medal. So now we just have one more game left this weekend, and it's the boys' final. St. FX against St. Mary's. That's coming up at 7:30, 45 minutes from now. We'll clean up the floor, have a warm-up, and we'll be back here with the boys' gold medal game. Big thank you once again to our crew. I hope they've got one more in them, because we've got one more great game still ahead from Calgary in the 2025 ASAA 4A High School Final Four right here on IC Live.